And right now it's time for us to launch into a very exciting program. And good morning to our gentlemen here, guests. Good morning, Paul Harvey.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tom Zellers.
Good morning.
Representing some of the major contributors and sponsors of the Independence Concert. How happy I am to know that that is back for our community.
It is nice to be back. It was hard last year, of course, along with a lot of other folks. We weren't able to have our event for the first time, and this will be our 29th event this year, but we're excited to be back. Appreciate Christus and Grocery Supply Company and Alliance Bank for sponsoring the event. And we're just excited to have it.
The stage, speaking of Alliance Bank, the stage will be there in front of, just like the usual setting.
Yes, ma'am.
In the places that you've been, Paul, before you came to Sulphur Springs, is there anything like this that goes on?
And not in a specific town setting like this. I mean, you have in bigger towns, man, you could have several of these type things, but not where one community, one place that people can come together and enjoy music. I mean, the fantastic music, that is one thing, just let alone the fireworks show, but to have the great music that the symphony puts on, it just makes it.
It really does. Everyone is in a wonderful frame of mind and good spirit. And it makes us feel like a little bit Mayberry.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay to still feel that way.
Absolutely.
I've heard people refer to it as a Norman Rockwell moment.
Yes.
It's some of the photographs that have been taken over the years of the square with all the folks and the fireworks and the flags. And, yeah, it's just a great evening. A great time to enjoy your family and have a great time.
To take the kids and grandkids to a major symphonic event, you know, we'd have to go far off to get that, but it comes to our doorstep. And a lot of people wear red, white, and blue. Looking out over the audience, there's a lot of that, too.
There is. People celebrate it, and, you know, people come to the square, and then, you know, really people line up down Conley Street and Church Street and College Street and all the major streets that feed into downtown, and it's just a great evening and great music. Yeah, as you say, we're just very blessed that music can be brought into our community.
Well, we can talk a little bit more about the orchestra and the conductor and all of those professional people back, but it will be July 3rd, and it's Saturday this year, just the day before the big day. So we get the orchestra on the 4th of July weekend.
Go ahead, Paul.
Oh, I think that's, you know, fantastic. You know, Tom's been here, I'm not going to say for all 29 years because I'm not sure. But,
I have.
But, you know, for me and my family and for Christus, it marks our just here 5 years. We're celebrating our 5th year anniversary July 12th of being here in this community. I can't think of a better way in doing it and partnering with Alliance Bank and Grocery Supply on this event. And I would go one step further. I can't think of a better way after what we've been through with the pandemic and with COVID that we rally together as a community, and this is the event to really, I think, kick that off to where we can be together in an outside setting and enjoy what we know America's about.
Yeah, it's great to come back together, and it was a very hard decision last year not to have it. And this year it's a great decision to have it and to celebrate again and have the families gather together and celebrate our country, and to be as close to the 4th of July this year, just the day before, that's special also.
We're going to celebrate being American. And Linda Gallagher, who's part of the Symphony League planning committee and board, she sent some notes over to remind us that the traditional music that you would expect for an Independence concert will be played, but some new music also, and I'm not sure what that is and haven't been told, but the conductor, Dr. Doug Bockenhuis, he's from Louisiana or works there, but he comes over here. This is his baby in Sulphur Springs, and we are thrilled to have him.
We really are. Doug is a professional musician, professional conductor, but he really enjoys coming to our community. He's told me numerous times that he looks forward to this event and really enjoys being in our community, visiting with people, and just the setting that evening. He says it's a great setting for a live concert with a backdrop of the courthouse and the Veterans Memorial and all the folks. And he just has a great time every time he comes. And again, we're fortunate that he does give his time to come and then brings in some fabulous musicians that we're blessed to have.
Mm-hmm. Krista's Mother Frances Hospital is a big part of our community, supporting things like this, and it's important to support them for their, going on forward. The Symphony League, I think maybe their very first event that they did after the league was formed, it was Northeast Texas Symphony League at that time, was here at our studios. And I think it was 91, something like that, or maybe closer to 2000. But we had Channel 18, and it was rather newish, Channel 18 was, and we put that to work for the Symphony League for an indoor old-time radio TV auction. And it's still going on.
Yeah, that's great. That's been going on for years, as you say, and another way that they can raise funds for their support of the symphony, and that's very important. We're fortunate to have Christus as part of our community. Not only the fact that we're fortunate to have a hospital, because a lot of communities unfortunately do not have a hospital, especially our size, but to have Christus as part of our community and that size organization, we're very fortunate. And fortunate not only to have the hospital, but the support that they're giving our community, along with GSC and their company. It's just it's great to have companies that give back to the community as they both do.
And you could say we're proud to be American, and I know that you guys are too. We're going to celebrate that on July 3rd. We couldn't have made it through our pandemic without Christus and all that you have done and still are doing and offering vaccines.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. We have, matter of fact, we have another community vaccine clinic coming up June 27th at the Catholic Church. So these are, again, free. We have plenty of vaccine to give away, and we just want to be sure that everybody has the opportunity to do that. But that being said, to Tom's point, especially over the last 12 months, 15 months, the community partners that came together to weather the storm. I mean, we had over 60 community partners, all sizes, that supported the hospital in various ways, with us working together with our other community members, to Tom's point, that we came together as a community to survive the pandemic, this COVID, and to get through and at a place now where we can move forward, have an event like what we're going to do July 3rd here, that people, it reminds people of, maybe better times.
A lot of people are ready to just say goodbye to COVID and finish that as just a memory. And others are still wearing masks and being cautious.
Yeah, I think people need to come and they feel like they need to still wear a mask. That's perfectly fine. But I think there's only 26 cases in the county right now. We only have 2 cases at the hospital. So the rates have come way down, as we all know, in Texas, Northeast Texas, and with what the governor has proclaimed, and where we can move back business-wise and doing these celebratory type events. I think we're in a very good place to be able to do that now, and with the vaccines have helped with that as well, to keep those numbers down, and I think we're in a much better place than we were a year ago.
And thank you, Paul. And Tom, probably every small town is being affected. Ours has been affected business-wise. And our downtown merchants have been affected by needing more business. And so now let us patronize them.
Yeah, I urge people to support our businesses throughout our community. It's been a tough year on them. It was with the pandemic at its height, and closing down and restricting businesses, and it's been tough. People out of work, businesses trying to survive, and it's still, as you go about town, there's a labor shortage. Businesses are struggling to hire people, and so the effects are still there. But I encourage people to come early that evening and enjoy the restaurants downtown and support those restaurants and other businesses downtown, and then, stay for the concert and enjoy it. But it's a great time to come together to support our whole community and just make it a great evening by doing so.
You can just picture yourself in that Norman Rockwell painting of our imagination of ourselves on this July 3rd, Saturday evening. And the festivities, or let's say the first speaker, will be at 8 p.m. or just prior to 8 p.m. And the music will start shortly after that. When the sun sets and dusk is falling, coming about, that's when the fireworks start. It's sure beautiful.
It's always exciting to have the music and then to conclude it with the fireworks. And of course, again, with the courthouse as a backdrop and the fireworks above the courthouse, it makes for a beautiful scene.
Very, very nice, and exclusively ours here in Sulphur Springs, Hopkins County.
Yeah, it's really joyful too, and when they do the music is when they get to the military and they do the different songs of the military. It just gives you goosebumps. And proud to be who we are, and for our military people, and for all that they have done and have done for this country. It's just nothing better than being able to celebrate it that way in their honor.
I am particularly fond of is it the 1812 Overture, where the last song that is played and the fireworks are going off and the cannons, and it's just confetti time.
Yeah, it's great.
So please don't miss it.
Yeah, it's a great evening. Hope people will come enjoy. Bring your lawn chairs and just bring your families and just enjoy that evening. A chance to, kind of relax and forget about this pandemic for at least a few hours that we've had to go through, and a chance for people to gather together that we haven't been able to do a lot of, and celebrate our country. As Paul said, celebrate our veterans that have served our country and sacrificed for so much, and it's just it's always inspiring. One of my favorite parts of the evening is the celebration of our veterans, the parade of veterans, and then the different branches of the military that are played, their songs, as Paul mentioned, and just reminds us how thankful we are to be in a country that we can gather in that type of manner and celebrate together and put our differences aside and just come together and remind ourselves how blessed we are and how thankful we are.
There's children out for the summer from school, and they will be making some memories of how they ran around and listened to the music downtown on the square in Sulphur Springs. When they get grown up, they'll remember that. And something I think we haven't seen a lot of our older people being able to get out, but hopefully they'll get to enjoy this as well. Sandwich shops open, ice cream, restaurants, cafes, all kinds of stuff downtown.
And we anticipate it'll probably be fairly warm out, so be prepared to that. As Tom said, with the lawn chairs, but maybe whatever to some water. We'll have water there.
Okay.
With several of the tents that people will have and so forth. And but we just want to make sure everybody has a good time.
And I believe they will.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tom Sellers and Paul Harvey, for coming in. And everyone, it is Saturday, July 3rd, actually beginning at 8 p.m. But if you want a prime place for your lawn chair, stake it out before that.
Better get there early.
And we will see you with waving our flags there on our Independence concert night.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us, Enola.
Thank you, too, for coming in. And we're coming up on time for Sounds of Texas just ahead here on KSST.